Hi, here is my recipe to learn how to do art. What is the most important skill I have discovered so far in doing my art? The biggest, most common impediment to do art, I think, is fear. Like, I'm not good enough. Look, everybody else is better than me. I don't have the skill to do it. I'm not a painter. I don't know how to sculpt. I know how to write a little bit. What am I doing? These are very real, very sensible, reasonable arguments. But I would argue that those are reasons that your mind give yourself to rationalize fears. And you know what's tragic? Most people stop here and never get to pass this first step. I'm not good, I don't have the skills, blah blah. Most people never do it because they don't know how to rationalize and everything they lack to do it. Now, how do you get over it? Or is it even possible to pass these good reasons that you say to yourself? Yes, you can. It's possible, obviously. But how? The answer is pretty simple, really. Here, when you feel the hint of doing anything creative, set yourself up ready to work on it. Then, pause. Let all these preoccupations come to you. Let them all emerge from you. Stay there and see what's the name of these fears. How are they articulating to you? What's their faces and what's their name? Stay there. Let them come to you. Let them surround you. Let them almost sink you. And then, when they're all out in the open, send them all away. Tell them, go away. Leave me alone. I have the same identical opportunity to be good at my craft that anybody else, despite the geniuses like, let's say, Leonardo da Vinci. Unfortunately, I haven't discovered how to be like Leonardo da Vinci just yet. Chase away the clouds and allow yourself to discover that space that is freedom from fears. End of the exercise. Now, the truth about all of this. What do you discover once you have ever tested, even for a minute, this freedom? First truth. These fears will always be there. You get just better to manage it. Creativity is something cannot be controlled. So it looks like a shadow. You can't capture it. You can just become better to be a channel and clean yourself from fears and keep this channel as much as possible open and pure. And yes, there have always been artists and everybody else way better than you. But hey, that's why art is humble, and that's why it takes a lot of courage. So do it.
Hi everybody, this is Ashley Schick, and for my care and pace, I'm going to lead you on a sound drawing activity. This activity is inspired by my artist book Plum Tree, 3 Days. It's composed of 3 separate accordion fold books that, when put together, become a courtyard on the inside, and on the outside, each book records 1 day of sounds and shadows under a plum tree in this courtyard, and so together they evoke the experience of being in this particular courtyard on 3 particular days. Here are the books themselves inside of their slipcase, and the inside of the slipcase also includes a key representing what the different sounds and images represent. So for your own sound drawing, you will need some surface to draw on and something to draw with. This might be something like paper, or a sketchbook, or end pages in a book that you already have, junk mail or magazines that come in the mail. It could even be a digital surface. You can draw with your finger in a note-taking app, or in the editing function of a photograph, or even in a dedicated drawing app. For your drawing utensils, try to choose any drawing material that will show up on your surface, or maybe not, if that's how you want to roll. So there's all different kinds of things you could use, and you might not even be drawing on paper. You could use water and brushes on pavement outside if it's warm where you are, or you could even use water mixed with food coloring out in the snow. Anything you can think of. I would just recommend limiting yourself to 3 drawing utensils so that you can focus on your sounds rather than the tools themselves. You want to find a spot to listen, or you could choose one of the soundscape links that I'll show on the last slide. And when you get ready to start your drawing, position yourself so you can focus on your environment without being disturbed, unless you want being disturbed to be part of your experience. If you're listening to one of the links, I'd recommend having headphones so you can really immerse yourself in the sounds. As you get ready to draw, I recommend you slow down, check in with your breath, see how your body is responding and how your breath is flowing in and out of you. Close your eyes, or let your eyes have sort of a soft focus in front of you. I recommend you listen without judgment, trying to hear all the different types of sounds that might be around you: natural, mechanical, seldom, constant, frequent, high or low, all those sorts of sounds. If you're listening to the audio and it's short, you might replay it before you start drawing. Or if you're just out in the world, just keep listening and respond to the sounds with some mark making. As you're considering what kind of marks to make, you can think, how do the sounds repeat? Do they rise and fall? How can you represent that on your surface? Do the sounds make soft shapes, sharp shapes? Different kinds of lines could represent different types of sounds. The sounds might be represented through different colors or different values. And if you can sense any kind of motion or repetition in the sounds, how could you add that to your drawing as well? These are a series of links with all kinds of sound recordings from around the world, and you might have some of your own that you want to listen to. Hopefully these links work when you get to them. And if not, there's always the world around you that you could be listening to. You could also listen for vibrations or other sort of sensory inputs when you're doing a drawing exercise like this. So no matter what you choose, good luck, and I hope you enjoy listening and drawing. Bye.
My name is Mariah Epes, and I am going to be reading the manifesto written for ILSSA in response to a prompt that was sent out to the membership. And the broadside was printed and designed by Emily Learned. A manifesto for making time. As many hours as it takes and the hours that I have left. Premise. Time is where I am. I am here. 1. According to the Heisenberg principle, one cannot know the exact location of an object and its speed at the same time. So to figure out where I am, I must slow down. 2. For me, the most revolutionary act is to take it slow. Everyone will be whizzing by me, but this avoids having to understand why I'm rushing to yoga and other more serious incongruities. Practice. Time is time and time again. 1. Simplify the hard work of making choices. I appreciate the value of modern technology, but also accept that I can only incorporate some of it in the hours that I have left. I am able to process only so much information and input and realize that I will have to deal with the fear of missing out. So for me, I need to delete TV, iPhone, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, texting, tweeting, or whatever the next form of en masse communication. 2. Editorialize. The hard work of establishing priorities and acting accordingly. I do understand the value of these technologies and with some, the necessity. However, I find I can communicate what I need to through email, phone, snail mail, and in person. I do internet research on my laptop or iPad and appreciate the access to information and interactive websites. My choices will inevitably have to change, but I will edit my choices as long as there is a choice. Process. Time is infinity, and I am a split second in it. 1. Designing my time. A creative project that will constantly need adjusting. It is never done. Every day it takes remarkable imagination for me to negotiate the time that I have and to construct a life that I want. Accepting this takes great compassion for myself and so for others, but it is necessary in order to get up and keep trying tomorrow. 2. Create the construct. Composing a death is part of composing a life. Someday my tomorrows will stop coming. Being in time gives the memory of the past, the imagining of a future, and the constant relationship with the clock. Until my clock stops, I strive to fully create my time for the hours that I have left, hour after hour. My motto, make time, not war.
Sometimes I get myself convinced that in order to be creative, I have to have the best possible supplies and the best possible idea and create the best possible product. And this concept of best just dogs my heels. My pastor. I'm a sometimes church person, and my pastor, Pastor Stephanie, once said, God didn't come to make us better, he came to change us. And whether you're a God person or not, I mean, I think we're all connected to something somehow, even if it's just lineage and energy and gravity and space. I think that reminder that change is the constant is really, really helpful. And with care and pace being the thing, I think sometimes when I get caught up in being the best or doing the best, I forget to care. Or I get wrapped up in caring about a few very specific things. And I've been realizing lately that half the trick is to change. And so in the case of this little video, I let myself loosen up and I painted on the floor and I used my cruddy webcam and I had a lot of fun. So yeah, walk up steps backwards, do something silly.